Please welcome Mr. Declan McCavana, our chairman this evening, president of the French Debating Association. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember the 13th of November, 1914. None of us here present was born, as I look around, I believe, but Max Sennett's Tilly Punctured was released. Alberto Latuada, Italian film director, who died in 2005, was born on that auspicious day, and the French army recovered Tracy-le-Val. How important were these events? Probably not very. But since we are here today to talk and to debate about, as we have heard, the past, the present, and indeed the future, how about another few remarkable events which marked precisely this day? 1002, English King Ethelred II orders the killing of all Danes in England. No one, I hear a hear from the back. A Scandinavian friend, no doubt. This is known today as St. Brice's Day Massacre. 1160, Louis VII of France marries Adela of Champagne, or even 1864, the new constitution of Greece is adopted. You're still not convinced, I can hear. Well, what about 1954? Great Britain defeats France to capture the first ever Rugby League World Cup. In front of 30,000 spectators. 1956, the Supreme Court of the United States declares on this day the Alabama laws requiring segregated buses must be illegal, thus ending the Montgomery bus boycott. Or, to please our Scandinavian friends, in 1994, in a referendum, voters of Sweden decided on this day to join the European Union. We're hotting up. Things are getting more important. Who was born on this day? In 354 AD, Augustine of Hippo, Algerian bishop and theologian. In 1780, Ranjit Singh, Maharaja of the Punjab, Sikh Empire. In 1848, Albert I, Prince of Monaco. In 1985, Asdrubal Cabrera, Venezuelan baseball player. Okay, it's not so exciting, I admit, but let's get to the present day. Why is November the 13th, 2014 so important? Isn't it obvious? We've already heard. This day will go down in history as the day that the Transatlantic Debating Championship reached its full maturity. President of the association, Ian Cialecki, spoke last night and tonight at the American Embassy about the idea of transatlantic. But what does it actually mean? Indeed, its Latin roots tell us that it refers to the idea of across, beyond, through, changing thoroughly. But also, in chemistry, it is used as a prefix denoting a geometric isomer having a pair of identical atoms or groups on the opposite side of two atoms linked by a double bond. Even better, in astronomy, it is a prefix denoting something further from the sun than a given planet. For example, trans-Neptune, trans-Martian. Tonight, we're hoping for something transcendent, transmogrifying, and even transcendental. May I now introduce the transient speakers who will pass here from the various entrancing teams. Truly transatlantic, and I ask them please to stand up, the team from Princeton. Trans Boulevard Saint-Germain, the team from Sciences Po. Trans Channel, the team from Cambridge. Trans Danube, the team from Vienna. Trans Rhine, the team from Berlin. And, as Ian said last night, Trans Périphérique, the team from the École Polytechnique. Ladies and gentlemen, now to the 5 people who have the most difficult job this evening, the members of the jury. Truly trans-universal, may I say. Her Excellency, Madame Ursula Plasnik, Ambassador of Austria to France, former Minister for European Affairs, 2004 to 2008, member and of the OVP party, Ambassador in France since 2011, and the Chairman this evening of the jury. The man who has just proved that not only is he a journalist, but also an excellent public speaker and debater, Mr. Stephen Dunbar Johnson, previously publisher of the International Herald Tribune, position he assumed in January 2008. Before joining it, he was the UK Advertising Director of the Financial Times and is the President of the International New York Times. Mr. Sarah Sheman, for those of you who were present last night at the American Embassy, you also realize a great public speaker, one of the world's most prestigious journalists, Pulitzer Prize laureate, member of the editorial board of the New York Times focusing on international affairs, chief editor of the opinion editorial section of the International New York Times, Pulitzer Prize winner for his work on the reunification of Germany, and Emmy Prize winner for his documentary on the Israelo-Palestinian conflict. Mr. Max Maldacker, Minister Director, High Representative from Germany, distinguished cultural personality. Distinguished cultural personality and a Knight Chevalier de l'Ordre des Arts et des Lettres. Professor Pierre Grosser, leading historian, Prix des Ambassadeurs, Prix de la Revue des Deux Mondes, Director of the Institute for Diplomacy of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs from 2001 to 2009, expert professor with his own chair at Sciences Po Paris, awarded Prize of the Ambassadors in 2010 and Prize of the Revue des Deux Mondes in 2014. As the Secretary General of the National Assembly said, you haven't come to hear me, you've come to hear the debaters. So ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen? Each team comprised of 2 students will be asked to present their vision of the centenary of the First World War. The debaters will speak for 5 minutes. Teams will speak one after the other, and the 2 members of each team will speak one after the other. Each team can be interrupted by points of information by only one team. You have it on your brochures, the order of passage of the teams. So, in other words, the first team can only be interrupted by the second team only interrupted by the third team. Time is of the essence, 5 minutes. There will be 2 protected minutes, one at the beginning, one at the end. Each will be marked by a distinctive signal which will come from the most important mechanism of this evening's debate, the lady who is in control of time itself, Bryony Bennett. So, ladies and gentlemen, speakers, after 1 minute, the bell will ring. After 4 minutes, the bell will ring once more. You have 1 minute to conclude your speeches. After 5 minutes, things might get pretty nasty, depending on the mood of the person in charge of the bell. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we are here to listen to the debaters. That is why you have come. The combat is to be commenced. The gladiators are here in this auditorium. And you, ladies and gentlemen, are encouraged to support them, to show your interest, enthusiasm, your energy, your vitality. Let us hear you show that you have come tonight also to be a participative audience.